So I thought I'd take just one design element and pick it to pieces for you, and the one I chose was balance, just because lots of you had used it in your report. Balance in a web design is talking about an equal distribution of weight, but they don't mean physical weight, they mean like shape and darkness and stuff on the page. If a layout isn't balanced, the reader feels uneasy. That like I don't think it's scientifically proven, it's just a commonly accepted fact based on people observing how people think and act. There are two approaches to balance. You can arrange elements so that they're evenly distributed to the left and right of the center, which is symmetry. So if you use symmetry to create balance, that communicates strength and stability. But you can also create balance asymmetrically, which seems counterintuitive. But what they're talking about is the arrangement of dissimilar shapes or objects, but objects of equal weight. So you can use lots of different things to create this. Like you could, on the left side of the page, have a small but very dark shape, and on the right side of the page balance it with a larger but slightly lighter shape. Or you can use color, value, that means dark and light, size, shape and texture as balancing elements in an asymmetric design. So you can have an asymmetric design but still have it balanced. An asymmetry is a way of bringing contrast into your design, variety, movement, surprise, and informality to a page. So if you've used asymmetrical balance, you may not realize that you've done it, but you've done all those things to your page. Not a bad idea to use some of these words in your report if they apply to your web page. So this resource goes on to tell you some different ways you can create balance in your page. Another resource we've got that talks about balance. This one's given us the teeny weeny bit of info. Digital media designers are expected to make good use of the document or screen space available. A cursory glance at the media project should give the target audience a comforting impression of balance. So there's that comforting, that's making the reader feel calm and relaxed again. The viewer should not be puzzled by blank spaces. They should not need to wonder if something has been missed out, nor should they have difficulty following the sequence of text across and down a page. The third and final resource I've got that talks about balance, I'll just get that to look a bit more normal. Balance is the equal distribution of visual weight in a design. So therefore, that's that thing again. It's not physical weight, it's just visual weight. It's like dark and light type thing. Visual balance occurs around a vertical axis. So they're talking side to side balance, but you can also get top and bottom balance. Our eyes require the visual weight to be equal on the two sides of the axis. Otherwise it stresses us out. Asymmetrical balance achieves balance through contrast. So then they go on to talk about asymmetrical or informal balance involves different elements that have equal visual weight. The weight is equal, but the elements are not identical. And I guess this is an example of it. Like it's kind of balanced even though it's unbalanced, so that it adds interest, adds contrast. Now also on this document, I went and got rid of my joiny thing, so now I have to search for it. There's one other spot where they talk about balance. They kind of go into it's slightly connected to alignment, but it's also connected to this one, symmetry. The mirrored arrangement of elements on opposite sides of the visual axis. This little one is what I'd call top, bottom, or vertical balance. I don't know what the proper way of saying it is, but they have a dark, interesting thing going on at the top, and it's balanced by a slightly less dark, slightly less busy thing on the bottom. Symmetry generally creates a stable and formal composition, as the example above, well, they mean that example there, I think. The opposite of symmetry is asymmetry. So that was slightly garbled, but hopefully that gives you a bit more of an idea of what you need to mention in your report when you're talking about balance. And I don't know how to pause this.